Oh man, what a wild game this was. 28-26, the Dolphins victors. It was absolute turnstiles in the first half, parting the Red Sea, I was saying to the boys there, and 26-0, ridiculous, and a massive comeback, and shows the Dolphins' heart. Titans look like absolute world beaters, and Dolphins look like the worst team in the comp, and that was very much turned around. It's just such a typical Dolphins type of performance there. Can't really explain it too much further there. The scoring in this one was really high, so if you had a bunch of players in this one, you were very happy. I had one player for the entirety of the day, and we'll start with him, and that's Connolly Lemuelu. Obviously, we have some issues and worries for next week, but this one, 48 in this game, very, very exciting. Very happy with that one. And means he will make just a tiny bit of cash in this one, I believe, a break even around that 40 mark, just from memory there. But 32 tackles, 2 offloads. Negatives weren't too much. Neg 6 there, which is really, really good. So Lemuelu, a 48. And just going to be interesting to see what happens with Kenny Bromwich next week. If he plays through the middle, if they play a few less minutes for guys like Ray Stone, if they've got the full complement. There's obviously a few guys there. Nichols had a really good game, as well as Jared Wallace, who was up there with a super high score. So scores in this one really high. Very upset with the Tanner Boyd situation being a non-owner. But if you do own him, that 74 is just ridiculous and is an absolute killer for anyone who doesn't own him. He is that saviour. If you have Tanner Boyd and Jacob Host, like our people squad, it has saved your week. So anyone with Tanner, amazing game from him. 600 kick meters for 20 points there, 98 run meters there, and 2 offloads, turnover tackle, 21 tackles, 5 goals, and a bloody try. That's incredible. And I traded him out after round 2. I can't believe that the turnaround from this guy. He's been averaging, I think, close to 50 since then with his 74 now, and he kicked the ball out in the full like 4 times in that round 2, and there was chat about him losing his spot. He got hooked in round 2, so a massive turnaround for Tanner. And if you've held on this long, you've ended up with a really good player. So good stuff for anyone who has him. Okay, enough of that. I've blocked that out of my mind. I can't believe we have to wait another day until bloody more games. Crazy. Guys, tonight I'm bringing out a awesome buy planning video. Just a tad over an hour with Mark from the Fantasy Amateurs. He's got an awesome buy planner himself, and we go through everything you need to know about the buy period and how to set up perfectly for it. So look out for that video tonight about 6 p.m. Sydney time, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's that. Fafita, 74 in this one, and just without a try again, just doing everything and tackling at a much higher clip than he has been in previous years. So very good news for anyone who owns Fafita or is been looking to have him. He's living up to his price point at the moment. So he's someone that I've just gone, he's going to eventually score. He's going to do really, really well. And 74 without the try. Incredible work for him. Jared Wallace, sometimes he just comes out and he's an absolute freak, like averaging 33.8 and then just gets a 71. And he's had 2 really good games this year. And if you randomly own him, then you've done really well. Mo Fodawaker is an interesting one, guys. He's had 3 really low scores to start the year with low minutes, the first 2 weeks especially. And then from there, he's been a 60-minute type of guy. And when he can get those big minutes, he's a really good scorer. And even getting more minutes than Tino at the moment. And 68 for him in this one, his highest of the year. He won't be getting 68s very regularly, but an awesome game for him. And you can expect somewhere in the low 50s for him. And he's priced obviously under that. He'll be up around that 650 after this game, but definitely a little bit of cash to make. But 13 and 16 buys makes it a little bit tough. Isaac Liu, another big game, like a random big game for him as well, averaging 34 for the year with a 59 to his name now. Ewan Aiken continues to score well, and a try assist and a try in this one, 214 metres. Scoring better in the last bunch of weeks than he was on an edge last year for the Warriors. So Aiken been really, really good. Lost a fair bit of cash, but dual position guy, very, very interesting. Up to 41 average after his slow start as well. Wouldn't be looking to buy him, I don't think. There's just other better options that actually play at fullback or in the center, in the actual back row, or something like that. So Aiken, just someone to look out for. And we go through all those good buy period buys, purchases tonight in that video as well when I drop that one. Tino's 52. Yeah, not good overall, guys. Averaging 48. Not exactly what you're looking for, unfortunately, out of Tino. Brimson, a few people will be looking at him over the next bunch of weeks, but it depends how Ponga goes, but there's a chance Brimo plays Origin as well, but it won't matter because they have a buy in 13 and 16 anyway. He's obviously lost a bit of cash. That 48 has been good, but just remember, guys, he's been playing that fullback position and is averaging 36. So that's that. He did have the game where he went off early, but still, not someone you want to look at just yet. Randall had a good game as well. Try assist, a try for him. Branko Lee, 48. Connor Lee, we already spoke about. Jojo Fafita. There's so many high scores in this one, and Isako continues to do well. Can you imagine that after 8 rounds that Isako's averaging 50 on the wing for Dolphins? Incredible. Averaging higher than Hammer. Ridiculous. Phil Sami, 42, had a nice couple of crab runs there. Nichols, 42. Only 33 minutes, guys, and with Kenny coming back, I think he's a clear sell, as I've been saying the last few weeks. Nikorima and Katoa. Big scores for them. 41 for Nico. Finally going to get some price rises, which is what you wanted. I was looking at him as a potential buy this week, hoping that he might keep his spot ahead of Milford, and there's still a good chance that happens because Katoa is taking over. He's really coming into his own at the moment, and this could be a good little combination. They're winning some games. When they're missing a few of their guns. Obviously, Sean O'Sullivan and Felice has been out, and Kenny Bromwich out this week, and they continue to find a way to win. So both those guys making good cash, and Katoa, if he continues to hit 40s like that, he's going to be up in the 500s. Hopefully by a little bit after his buy, probably around 13 or so. If he can continue to average somewhere around that 40 mark, he's going to be a good one to look at. Nick Kareem is an interesting one. What happens when Milford does come back? Marshall King, a 39, and just continues to show that the hooking position is just not great at the moment. He got a 56 with a try last week. This week included a try assist, and he still got 39. So very upsetting there. He had negative 12, but just tackles were pretty low, and the 58 run meters there for Jeremy, not good. Gilbert, 39 in this one. Again, just one of those games where he's someone that does shoot out the line a bit, and it can cause some issues with his scoring. And this one here, 39, averaging 48 now. He'll start to lose a little bit in price if he continues to score a little bit low like this. A couple of weeks ago, he got that try, and he's had a few low ones since then. Robert Jennings, what was happening with a couple of those plays? Thank goodness the Dolphins won, because that was absolute brain snaps from Robert there, and thankfully they won, and he still ended up with 2 tries, but he should have had 4, to be honest with you. Hilarious scenes if you're a non-Dolphins supporter or whatever, but and didn't own him. But one of them was a hammer. That was a hammer pass, actually. So if you had a hammer in your team, you wanted the try assist there. I can't believe you wasn't able to get that. Wild. So Hammer, 2 low scores in a row now. 28 in this one. Not great. Meters have been down. That's the big worry. Once he gets back to 180, 200 meters, he's going to be fine, but it's a little bit of a worry at this point. You're definitely not looking to sell him, but you definitely want better scores. That's for sure there. Khan Pereira with 18 in this one. Not great. Did have a try. Like, I had Fafita and Khan Pereira playing in my Supercoach team. I just thought Khan Pereira could get a couple of tries on that outside against the Dolphins, and should have had one, but Kelly just running into whoever's shoulder it was. Katoa's shoulder? I don't know. Can't remember. Whoever it was anyway, ran into his shoulder, and that stuffed up that try, and Fafita could have had an offload as well as the try assist as well. So Khan Pereira, a bit of a shocker. And Campbell was 6. So if you own him, Campbell, get rid of him ASAP. All right, let's move to the second game of that one. Again, I can't believe you have to wait another day until the next game's on Tuesday there. But the Tigers and the Seagulls, a bit of a game, isn't it? A few decent scorers, but overall not too many. Stafford To'a with 61. So he had a good game overall, guys. 1 try assist and a try. Did his job there in that one. Not really an option, guys, especially with the Tigers, but that's that. We saw the young fella Buller debut. And he did okay. He was on a much better score than what he actually finished on for a lot of that second half, and then just kind of didn't really go anywhere, but that's that. Simply was 60 in the 45 minutes, so he's just involved in everything, and he's averaging 54 now across a couple of games for him, so bit of a weird one, but definitely not someone you want to look at. Cherry Evans, 2 try assists and a try, big kick meters, a few negatives, but that's fine for him. Neg 10, pretty normal. So 59 for his output. Very similar to that of Cleary. Tanner Boyd, people saying Tanner who? Tanner Cleary? Who's Cleary? With Tanner going better than Hines and Cleary. Everyone in that halves position. So crazy. DCE there. 59. It was fun. Yeah, you're not too stressed about that. Olakuatu with a try and a try saver. He was good. Again, probably not looking at him with him potentially playing Origin. Coruscant, people have been talking about looking at him. Did have a lot of negatives with the 7 missed tackles, but 55 for him in this one. Again, people are looking at him as if he potentially doesn't play Origin. He's gone down 130k from his starting price, and obviously scored well in this one. Again, not really on my radar, but someone that people are looking at. Saw a couple of guys in the top sort of 100 or so pick up Paseka over the last bunch of weeks, and he's averaging 42, and he got a 48 in this one. So a bit of an awkward price, and you're obviously playing in round 13 is one of those kind of options, but out in 14, yeah, interesting one, but worked out okay in this one with a 48. Clemmer, in this one with the weird bench they had, still got still got low minutes of 47, so 45 points for him. He was the only one in that sort of middle and edge rotation for the Tigers that actually scored pretty well. You've got Jake Trbojevic there, 45, and Isaiah Papali'i with 44. So Clem, having lost so much, if there are any injuries in this forward pack, then you'd imagine he gets some bigger minutes. You know, he's playing very similar minutes to Utuikamanu, for example, which is strange. I thought Clemmer would be their leader, but they're kind of splitting it between those two. And Papali'i with the 44 in this one of his lower games, and almost scored that try, but a little bit of a definite double movement in that one. Brooksy, 43, didn't step up too much in Dewey's absence with our little boy Wakeham in there as well. Apparently, it was a bit of a fight between LIA and Wakeham in the change rooms. They had to be separated or something like that. In the corridor after the game, about an hour after the game. So that was interesting news. Bullymore with 43 for him. He's the interesting one there at 400k, but Tuolangi will be back shortly, and Bully will be out of that position. Remember him as our guy to start with last year? Wild. Bateman with 40. Again, keep watching him, guys. He's still going to lose a fair bit of cash, averaging 47 now. Yeah, might be able to get him in the 600s, and that could be a decent one. Buller with 32 in the NC. He got bumped up a little bit. 5 tackle breaks, 177 metres gained. If he can get that week in, week out, he's going to be like a 25 to 35 point scorer with potentially some attacking stats. Negatives were there in no missed tackles, but 2 errors, so you can expect that probably week to week, whether it's missed tackles or errors, potentially worse. But got a kick defusal, got a forced getting out of effective in goal. So getting out of your in goal as well was that 2 points for Buller there. So he's potentially an option for sure, because he's going to cover a couple of bye games when you might need someone just to slot into that wing fullback position when you have other guys on bye. So as we'll speak about him a little bit into tonight's video. So get around that, guys. It's going to be really, really fun. I can't wait for you to see it in that one. Alfan Galway just going to continue to go down at the moment. Ruben Garrick with 31 in this one. Wasn't ideal at all. 5 goals. 94 metres, 3 tackle breaks. Nothing special for him. Wakeham, again, nothing special with the 30. Don't look at him. Tom Trbojevic sounds like potentially a bit of a groin injury. Not sure of the severity at the moment, but I think either way, for fantasy, you are trading him out of your side. The 29 there with a line break and also a try assist in 2 different occasions. With no tackle breaks, a couple of errors there. He's just not scoring well enough, and he costs too much to provide you with 20s and 30s every week. So Trbojevic, time to go. Utuikamanu, also time to go, guys. He's done a serviceable job for you, but a low one here with 3 missed tackles and an error. Move him on. Tommy Talau's back, but he will go down to about 220k with I think a 25 to 30 break even there. So good to see him back. Unfortunately for me, I wanted to use him as a loop for Isaiah Katoa with the 40, but I'm just going to have to bank on Jackson Ford and Leoro to get 40 there or plus would be ideal. I hope they do. And that's about it. Simkin really low. He's going to continue to lose cash, guys, and could be a sneaky option come the buyers at some point too. If Abby Coruscant is out, he could be one of those guys you select when he'd be out for Origin. And then it's Kapoa with 14, Schuster with 14 as well. So both those guys not ideal in this one in terms of their scoring, and Schuster's going to continue to lose cash now, only averaging 26 across the season. Sorry again for my voice, guys. It will improve over the next few days, I'm sure. I wish you all the best for the last couple of games. You won't see me until after those ones when I do the round, the wrap-up and round results video all in one. And so good luck with that. Enjoy the videos that are coming out today. There's 2 of them, and it's going to be a lot of fun. See you guys.